So I want to talk about depression and my personal experience with it. And my aim is to really raise awareness on this whole topic, people suffering with depression, to make it more known, more commonplace, so people can know what our struggles are and what we deal with as depressed individuals. And in that space that I want to start by sharing my own story, and I hope other people will share in the comments as well, or with me directly. We can create a opening and a place together where we can explore people's different experiences, what people have been through, and also some of the new ways, the alternative approaches of treating this, and what has worked for different people. So me personally, I was first diagnosed with depression at 17, but long before that, I had been depressed. I had actually never really been happy. I was always caught up in my head with thoughts. A lot of those weren't so pleasant, but is at 17 things really reached a breaking point. And what happened was I had lost control over my thought process. And what started as concerns that may have perhaps been somewhat legitimate about aspects of my health that have been triggered by something real that happened in my life at that time, they quickly spun out of control and started looping around on themselves, and I went into a very dark place where I didn't know if I wanted to live or not. It was so bad. And I did have hope that things could get better, and that kept me going, but I was in a really bad place. And I think that led me to being afraid of kind of fighting this condition head on and digging into it, and led me down a road of medication, which I stayed on for 10 years and got some extraordinarily high doses of medication. Now, I did also try at the time meditation, different types of meditation. I stayed on that path up until the present day. A lot of those techniques would have a short-term benefit, but it was very difficult to actually get out of the depression. One of my darkest times, just a few years ago, in 2017, and I've been deliberately trying to get off medication. So I had gone cold turkey, wound up losing my job, having all kinds of relationship troubles as a result, and really hitting bottom at that time. I was going to therapy 3 times a week. Initially, it helped shed some perspective, but then we sort of plateaued at a certain point. But I learned that sometimes in those darkest times, when you feel like you can't really go any lower, sometimes there's no place to go but up. And that's when my journey took a turn.